talk in the meantime. I wanted to just get right into the show, but since we're waiting on Ralph,
Got it.
how do I get off of it? TikTok Live?
Once you're on, you're on.
Close the app.
I wanted to just get right into the show, but since we're waiting on Ralph,
Got it.
Echo.
Yeah, because I had the thing on.
In a time loop.
Got it. I'm gonna put my microphone back on. Anybody who's
Time
watching
machine.
the video, we're getting ready to go on YouTube, Rat Sound Review YouTube channel, and talk about the new Iron Maiden album. So please go find me there. I'll be talking to these people here.
Hi.
We're waiting on Ralph Viera. And yeah, we'll see you guys there. Come join the chat. Let us know what you think about the Maiden album. I still got to figure out how to get it. All right. See you guys. Bye.
Yeah, there are some really strong opinions out there on this one.
Oh my God, people.
I saw the Razor Fist review. I was like, wow. He hates it.
Really?
He yeah, it's a lot of hate from that man.
Interesting.
Huh. Interesting.
Dr.
think it's
Fuck.
Metal.
I think it's way better than the last two.
Well, anything is better than Final Frontier. I wasn't a fan of that. I loved Book of Souls. I think I'm one of the few that does. So
It's okay.
I mean, compared to Final Frontier, it was a big step up for me.
True.
But you know, Maiden is one of those bands. They're very polarizing. So at least lately, in the last 20 years. So, and my daughter's crying.
Oh, nice. I thought.
One second.
All right. I changed. I'm new to this whole Zoom thing with broadcasting live to the YouTube channel. So now
I'm sharing. I'm sharing, and I'm warning them occasional salty language.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of
Because
salty language.
it gets a little salty when we have to introduce Dr. Fuck.
Yeah. I can't find my notes.
Notes. Oh no. Oh, show's over.
Well, I mean, I do remember it, but
Yeah, but it's a lot to remember, man. It's a lot.
the little
Whoo-wee.
Actually, when I did my notes this afternoon, I had to take a nap because it took me so long to write the notes.
Between, yeah.
Well, what's up, everybody? We are live on YouTube right now. In a few minutes, we will start to talk about the new Iron Maiden album. So if you're joining us, please talk into the chat. We are live, so we can hear and we can see anything that you're saying and answer questions or whatever. So
Wonder if Harry's up. The great Harry. I'm sorry.
The great Harry Barnett is always up. There's never a moment where he's sleeping. Steve Holbrook, Razor Fist review was hilarious. Yeah, I have to watch that because I have not seen that. I don't watch that guy.
I have no
crazy.
idea who he is, but
What'd you say, Rob?
I watched it. Did you know he was inspired by me?
Oh no, I did not.
Yeah, he sent me back in the day when YouTube, you can actually send messages on YouTube. They took away that feature.
Yeah.
He wrote me and I didn't see it till 3 years later. And, yeah, and then I was like, oh, dude, I didn't even know this had a feature and this and that. And he said that my Black Sabbath reviews, I mean, not just me, but several other people, but I was one of them. I mean, shit, he took the time to write me to let me know. And even with a link, check out my reviews, what I do. Yeah, when he was nobody, back then.
Right.
And now he's like king shit,
Oh yeah, he's blowing up.
And a lot of people just can't stand him. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, like his political talk, but that's because I just can't get into people talking politics with even if they're on my side. I don't want to hear people talk politics,
Yeah.
But his metal mythos is fucking awesome. I love it.
I like the Merciful Fate one that he did. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, it was King Diamond, wasn't it?
Oh, King was it one or the other? Whatever.
Yeah, he didn't do Merciful Fate.
Hello, Devil Dozer. We will begin soon. We have a screaming child.
Oh, man, I can't believe I can't find my notes.
Man,
it sucks. I mean, I've heard this album enough, but Yeah, there's gonna be little things that little
Did you
minutia shit.
did you do them like a document or did you? Me, I just wrote it on a piece of paper. So
No, I put it on the notepad. Oh, actually,
I am
Whatever.
very analog, man. I am
I put it right on my
like a
phone.
Luddite. I'm a Luddite. I like pen and paper.
I was actually trying to get Razor Fist on the show, on our King Diamond show, after I saw his Mythos thing, but he never wrote me back. I guess he's just too big now to write, the little people back. So whatever.
Which is funny because I've actually never heard of him.
Really?
Wow,
he's-
it's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Jeez.
I only found out about
I
him
don't
'cause
know
he
about
was-
him either.
He was on a wrestling podcast I listened to, and they were talking about the Michael Jackson documentary that came out like 2 years ago, and he was on it.
Mm.
That's how I got to know him. It's a bit annoying because he's just very wild and kind of crazy, and he looks like Bret Hart.
Interesting.
But some of his stuff is good. Like Devil Dozer says, his review on King Diamond's discography was pretty entertaining. Yeah, it was.
I'll have to check it out. But I don't really watch like very many podcasts or anything like that.
Me either.
Yeah. I don't even watch this one.
If you want to talk about reruns of Three's Company, I've got you all fucking day. Little Jeffersons, maybe some 227, but podcasts, not so much.
Hey, I've got my mother-in-law living here. She moved here from Florida, and now I've seen just about every episode of The Love Boat that there is to see.
Oh my god.
Oh, and she's a Law and Order junkie too.
Oh man.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, me too though. Hey, when I've been on tour, boy, there's nothing I like better than going back to the hotel and just zoning out on
Oh, is
Law
that
and
what they
Order
call
all
it?
day.
What about Columbo? Does she like Columbo?
She probably would, yeah.
Columbo's good.
Matlock.
Just kidding.
I love Columbo.
Matlock.
Sorry about that,
Fat-
guys.
Fat cock.
It's all
Baby
right,
girl
it's
has
all
a bit of a cold, so she was refusing to
Oh,
take her
boy.
Benadryl till Daddy showed up. My apologies.
right. It's all right. What we got here? Devil Dozer. I've been listening to the Iron Maiden album in its entirety, and the first couple tracks and the last track was pretty sweet. And Friendly Yeti, Senjutsu blew me away after a couple of listens. I expected nothing but praise from you all, especially Wayne. I don't know about that. We'll have to see. Or I
How
will
much is
send one-
Sanctuary Management paying them to say this?
Otherwise, he'll send his army of pigeons to come shit all over my property. I don't know.
I'll send you a slingshot, Wayne, and a Sepultura record. You put that on and get out there with that. Pigeons aren't going to make it.
No, they will not. Ralph, did you find your notes?
well, actually, Lisa reminded me. I did take notes for my YouTube one.
Oh, okay.
Hey, all right.
There you
great.
go. Good enough.
All right. Well, let's get the show on the road, man.
Let's get the show on the road. I'm not even gonna put the intro on because I don't have it on this computer. So welcome to Red Salad Review. What's up?
Hey,
Welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about the new Iron Maiden album, and we're going to get right into the show because I don't want to waste any time. All right, we'll talk about anything else that everybody's got going on later on in the show. But for now, we're talking about Senjutsu, the new Iron Maiden album. Really? Do you know what Senjutsu? Do you know what it means?
I forgot.
Yeah, I did too. I had it
I'm
written
supposed to
down.
know that. I'm the Zen Buddhist over here.
It
just dropped
means
it.
it means Deanna rules.
Does it really?
Hey, tactics and strategy.
Yeah, yes, you are correct. Yes, it loosely means that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but some cool artwork. I mean, I know a lot of people weren't happy with the black background again, but there's some really cool artwork inside. So
I
that
think
kinda
it's the
makes up.
coolest album cover, and I don't know how long.
Really?
I love that album cover.
I love it too.
Yeah,
I
it's cool
agree.
looking.
I think
Okay.
it's the coolest
Reveal
looking
the
one they've
purple.
had since Brave New World.
They got actually. There's two different ones. There's one on the back as well.
Yeah, that one I don't like.
So,
I like
that.
the front cover.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. Cool stuff.
I like it all. There's all kinds of killer artwork in here.
Yeah, inside it's
I
really.
mean,
nice.
man, it's just, yeah. And these are great.
Yeah,
Love
those
it.
are really cool. I know a lot of them. They have as T-shirts too, so I'll have to get one of those T-shirts.
Cool.
I like a lot of that stuff. But anyway, so let's get on with the album. Senjutsu starts up pretty slow. it's sort of like a tribal sounding drums Nico's doing. He's been doing it a lot lately, last few albums. But I like how he's doing it. He's not doing his typical Nico, galloping type stuff. So it's cool to hear him, venturing out to do some other stuff. But I like how Bruce's vocals are layered, and I like how the guitar melodies follow the lyrics. They did a lot of that on this album. Good song. Just one thing I noticed towards the end when Bruce is singing, seems like he's kind of buried in the background. I don't know if that's done purposely or maybe some kind of accident or something, but I don't know. But otherwise, I think
it was too low.
Yeah, it's just the end part. I don't know why, but really good opening track. Lou.
So far, so good. Cool Middle Eastern sounding riff and good drums. Nice to see Nico. Nice to hear Nico doing something different. Bruce's voice still sounds decent. Obviously, no spring chicken, but unlike Paul Stanley of Kith, I've always liked Bruce's voice. Cheers to you, Ralph.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley of Kith.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Have to admit, the chorus of the song is something I've never heard them do before and was really impressed. Probably one of my favorite choruses they've ever done. Clocking in at just over 8 minutes, I can admit, of all the Maiden openers since Brave New World, I think I found my favorite one. And the guitar solos, good job, Mr. Murray, Smith, and Gers. Favorite song on the CD.
Wow.
Cool. This one, now you just reminded me, Dave Murray did not write one song on this whole album.
That's true.
Yeah. Just first in like quite a while, I think, too. Ralph, since Lou kind of mentioned you with Paul Stanley from Kiss, go ahead. What do you think?
It's different than any opening from any Iron Maiden album, and I like that because it's. Look, I'm not the best Iron Maiden fan I have on here. I'm not really. I mean, to me, I worship the first 5 albums. Yeah. After that, I like a song just about on every album except maybe Final Frontier. But I really do feel like they're the most overrated band in metal history. That's right, I said it. Judas Priest is way better. But I will say, this song, I like it because it's different. It's not the same thing because Iron Maiden's so in a box where it works for AC/DC and the Ramones, but for Maiden, I get bored after a while with a dun 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 and all that shit. Well, this is not that. And yes, what you all mentioned, what Nico does in this song is awesome. It's like he does these little things that he's not known for. I think the bridge takes a little bit of a dip. I don't like when Bruce Dickinson strains. I like when he keeps his voice, at a regular pace, which he does on most of the song, but then he strains a bit and kind of annoys me. But I give it a 7 out of 10. I like it.
All right, cool. Lisa.
Right on. I like it too. And what's interesting about the drums too is the drums sound different, especially the kick drum sounds thicker and beefier in this song than it does in the other songs. It's got a more clacky beater in a lot of the songs, but it works for this song. And this is a Smith and Harris, I think. Is it, or is Smith and Dickinson composition? I don't think I wrote that down, did I? No, it's Smith and Harris, this song. So, Adrian Smith he's my favorite of the songwriters of the group. And there's some signature things that he does that I really love. It has this odd arrangement where the solo section is inserted where you would expect the second chorus to begin. So it's you think here comes the chorus again. It's like, nope, we're going to a solo section. And that's kind of a signature Adrian Smith move. The intricate fast riffs that are in between the vocals, that part where you're not crazy about the high vocals, but it's kind of cool. He sings, then there's this intricate riff. He sings, intricate riff. It's just really creative, and it's all very like hoist your sword on a mountaintop kind of shit. Yeah. And what's also interesting is that you have to wait for this. It's 8 minutes and 20 seconds long. You have to wait and wait and wait to get another chorus. And it's a real hooky chorus. So you're just like, come on, give it to me, man, give it to me. And then finally you get it. And then more solos in the outro. Solos on this album are out of sight. I think this is some of the best solos they've ever recorded.
Oh, wow. Really?
So yeah, love this song.
Really cool. Greg.
Yeah, the what Lisa was saying about Adrian, he's my favorite in Maiden too. And he really shines here, man. This album has a real somewhere in time vibe to me because him and Nico really stretch out here again, and they haven't done that really since Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. And it's really different for an album opener, but really good. And really the only thing I dislike about it is what Ralph was saying. When he's doing them higher vocals during that one part, he sounds a little strained. But other than that, 8 out of 10. Great opener. The best and most creative they've sounded in a long time, I think.
Really cool. Friendly Yeti gives it a 9 out of 10. And Devil Dozer says, Bruce sounds great. Classic Maiden highs. What do we got next here? Stratego. What?
I was going to say, I really thought it sounded like his voice was going to crack at points. I was kind of surprised, actually. He does that a couple times on this record where, I don't know, it bugs me. He sounds like he's really trying too hard to hit them notes.
I was listening to an interview with Nico the other day, and I think they kind of recorded this album live. There's a lot of, like he even said, there's mistakes in the album, but you know we're not going to notice it because we didn't record it. But they probably Bruce did probably have something with his voice, and they probably just kind of left it there, which is cool.
They've recorded every album live since probably Dance of Death.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that. I didn't really look into all that stuff.
If not Dance of Death, then definitely Matter of Life and Death.
Okay. Another thing I didn't know Nico wasn't his real name. It's a nickname.
I never knew that either.
Yeah, I found that out yesterday.
He lives down here.
Oh yeah? That's
I
right.
I bump into him just about every show. Every big show. And I've seen him go up on stage. I've seen him jam with Dio. I've seen him. He totally fucked up Rainbow in the Dark. He played Where Eagles Dare with Dream Theater. That was awesome.
Oh,
wow,
cool.
epic.
Wow.
And he says, I go to his rib joint all the time.
Yeah,
Every time I go to Rock and Roll Ribs, he's never ever there. But he does show up at the anniversary shows where they had, like the last one had Pat Travers there. He has people show. Dave Ellison was there one year, and
Schlong.
Yeah. I feel dirty because he passed me ribs and I ate it with his dirty.
Oh, man.
But man, Nico is the nicest dude. Like when you meet him, he's just so nice, I used to do a radio show on a college station. That was the first time I met him. He actually came to the radio show. Excuse me. And he was hilarious. And he was just telling jokes that were not funny, but we'd laugh anyway. And the one joke I remember him saying is, a sandwich walks in the bar. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here."
It's all in the delivery with the British accent.
Yeah, anything's funny in the British accent.
But yeah, he's a super, super nice guy. And yeah, he lives down here, man, which is awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've seen, like, he had a band called McBrain Damage.
Yeah.
They played nothing but Maiden, and they had the great Dave Spitz. That was in Sabbath for a while. Man, you want to talk about a monster bass player. Wow. And and he's gonna play again. He's with my friends. My friends have a cover band. They're doing a show or doing, I think it's just Bad Company songs, but I'm gonna go anyway.
Yeah. It's a weird name band too. I heard him talking about that. I can't remember, but it's a weird name. Yeah, and it's all Bad Company covers.
Yeah, they're playing soon, so I'm gonna go see that. And Nico's a good dude.
Yeah, he's very cool. Next song, Stratego. This was the second song they released back in August for the single. I immediately loved it. I mean, because with the last album, there wasn't any, and I know, Ralph, you don't like the galloping type stuff. It gets old to you, but to me, it's Iron Maiden sound, and I never get old of that. I never get tired of hearing that galloping stuff. So hearing them finally do this, especially after Writing on the Wall, I was really getting into this song a lot. And it's a very upbeat song. And it's fun in general. Catchy choruses, catchy verses. They have some keyboard thing though going on during the chorus. That's kind of a little bit distracting. It's like very high, like at the high notes or something in there. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think they really needed it either. But I would love to hear the song live. I think it's one of my favorite songs off the album. It's a good one. And Ralph, I know when you heard it, you did not like this song.
No, I was like, it's just retreading Maiden, and it has this one part I like in the song that's kind of menacing, this little riff change later. but it has those Tinkerbell keyboards so high in the mix with it.
Right.
It's like you would have taken that out. That would have been a good part of the song. And that part's not even gallopy, which I liked it. But yeah, no, I'm not a fan of this song. It's just another dun 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 dun. I can do without it.
Lisa.
Yeah, I like it. I like the gallop, man. It's the signature thing. You were saying you think it works for AC/DC. I think it works for Iron Maiden. It's one of those things. There's a lot that's in this album that's different. I think this is a folkier album. This is like a folk metal, like a lot of like drinking songs and Irish jigs and stuff like that. That's in this record, but they still every now and then give us that classic Maiden 6-7-1, gallop kind of thing. So I like it. And here's what I think is interesting too, something that goes through this album, the single note guitar melody playing along with the vocals.
Yeah.
And this reappears again and again throughout this album. This is a cool song. It's a 5-minute song, so it's one of the short ones on there, which is like a 5-minute song is a short song now. It's got a super hooky chorus followed by another hooky melodic line. So it's almost like this song has 2 choruses. So I think that's interesting. And it's Gers. It's Gers and Harris wrote this song. You could tell the parts that Harris wrote because they're very classic Maiden stuff. But I think it's cool that Gers, he's supposedly the new guy, which he's been there forever.
I think he's been there long enough.
But he writes he can write a real classic sounding Maiden song. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like it.
Greg.
Much like Ralph, when I first heard this song, I didn't like it at all because, I was like, it's just a basic gallop shoved together with. Yannick has a lot of cool ideas, but there's a couple spots on this record where he was involved with stuff where I was like, wow, that sounds a little too classic rock to fit in with Iron Maiden. It's just weird. It sounds like they forcibly shoved one of their influences into the song. But now that I've listened to it a few more times, had time to live with it as a whole, I get it more and I like it. But I really like this song, except for the keyboard parts. That was irritating as hell. It's just way too high for the song. But other than that, I give it an 8 out of 10 because the solos are just amazing throughout this whole record.
Mr. Mavs.
So this seems to be following a trend that the second song is the short song on the album, following a longer opening song. That seems to be the trend from every album from Final Frontier on. Granted,
it's not the shortest though. There's one more.
Well, I mean, a shorter song after a long lead song. And I did not like Stratego at first because this was typical Maiden. But the more I listen to it, the more I like it. So, smart idea of releasing it as a. Was it released as a single or was it just released to, it was the second song that was released from the album on iTunes.
There's really no singles anymore, so yeah, it's just released for iTunes.
Yeah, Maiden don't do singles, anyways. But yeah, no, it's a grower for me, but I like it.
Very cool. Friendly Yeti, Stratego, 10-10 for him. Yannick's songs are sometimes hit or miss. The self-plagiarism annoys him, but he nailed it with this one. I agree. I think it's a really great song. And Gingalo.
I don't agree.
Great. You don't agree? Well, then get the hell out of here because you can't disagree with us.
Let the man speak.
You? Who do you think you are?
Maiden tard on the loose.
I gotta say, Maiden fans and Kiss fans are the worst. But I'm talking about the tardish section because there's Maiden nerds and Kiss nerds. They're cool. I'm a Maiden. I consider myself a Maiden nerd. I really do. I mean, look, I discovered Iron Maiden in 1980 when I saw Eddie on that first album. I goes, I cannot leave this record store without this,
Yeah.
And I become fanatical about them. And, they just lost me after Power Slave. But I can name just about every album, even the Blaze albums. I can name a couple songs I like off each album that Iron Maiden's ever done. So I mean, I'm not an Iron Maiden hater, but at the same time, it's like, I'll give you an example. I went to go see Judas Priest like a couple of years ago at the Hard Rock. Great show, amazing show. Then like a month or two later, I went to see Iron Maiden at the big BTT Center. Place is packed. I'm sitting there pissed, saying, "Why can't Judas Priest bring this many people? What the fuck is going on?" So I'm a bitter asshole.
It's not a competition, man.
I know.
Hey, no, I understand. There's a lot of people that like once Kiss took the makeup off, people were done with them. They were just done. And so I love a lot of the albums, you know, the post makeup Kiss albums. But you know, you're kind of in that same realm where, and I walked away from Maiden for a while after Seventh Son. So I get it. It's a big tent, Wayne. It's a big tent.
It is, but
you're welcome here.
The good doctor makes a very good point that I just want to address and agree with real quick, because I am a bigger Maiden fan than a Priest fan. And even though Senjutsu is definitely their best album for me personally, since Brave New World, Judas Priest Firepower totally smokes everything they've done since the year 2000, man. Yeah. They were just on fire with that last record.
I agree. Like the Metal Voice put up this thing saying, what's better, Firepower or Senjutsu? And everybody's saying, man, this album just came out. And I even agreed. I go, yeah, man, it just came out, so let's give it time. But I'll tell you this, first time I heard Firepower, mind blown. Where this one, and you know what? I have really nice things to say about this album. I really do. You just got to be patient with some of my bashing during it. But you will be rewarded, Megan.
All right. Well, we got to get this show on the road, man. We got more songs to talk about.
Even though Maiden's better than Judas Priest, but Writing on the Walls is the next song.
It's not a competition anyway.
Hey, bastards.
Ralph, priceless. That was priceless.
Writing on the Wall. Now, this was the song they released first back in July. I was on vacation when I heard this thing. I'm like, holy shit, a new Iron Maiden song. So obviously, during the rest of my vacation, I had to listen to it a few times. Did not get into it at all. I didn't like how it kind of sounded like country in a way, and just, I don't know, it was just strange. So it wasn't until Stratego that I actually got into the song. And then seeing where it actually sits on the album as the third song, I understand it now. It makes sense to me. So we're not right here. I just read whatever I wrote on my own. Boy, I just confused myself. But there's so much going on in the song. And is there like a ukulele type guitar or something going on in the background? Maybe Lou, you might know.
Sounds like a bunch of fucking leprechauns are about to dance a jig.
Yes,
it comes out of nowhere, and it's jarring as shit considering it's an Iron Maiden album.
It
so
is.
There's your answer, Wayne. It's a pan flute.
Hey, thank you. No, but I really like the song. It's probably my favorite song on the album, just because it's different and it's not something I usually do. Yeah.
Wait.
I hated it. Now I love it.
Favorite?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love when that happens.
I do, because it was a huge shock when I first heard it. I'm like, this don't sound like Maiden at all. You know,
right. That's kind of. I love when that happens. Oh, this sucks. Then later, like, dude, this is the best song on the album.
Yeah. No, I feel stupid now for saying it was terrible.
Well, you're always stupid though.
That is true.
Don't you always feel that way though?
I am stupid, and you know what? You've got to go to bed. So we'll see you later. Bye. Ralph, since you're a wise ass, you're next.
The first time I heard this song, I mean, I saw a new Iron Maiden. I saw, what is it, 8 minutes or something?
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
7 minutes, 20 seconds, something like that.
I was like, here we go. So I put it on, and I was like, damn, this is good. And the reason why I liked it on first listen was because it didn't sound like Maiden. Yeah. It had like a Southern rock. I love Southern rock. It has this Southern rock twang to it. It was different. I mean, it didn't blow my mind, but it was definitely welcome. I mean, there's a song on A Matter of Life or Death called Briggs or something like that.
Reincarnation of Benjamin Briggs.
I had the same reaction. I had the same reaction because it was different. So I love when Maiden does something different. I really like this song, and Bruce doesn't even annoy me when he streams on it. I love it, and it's a long song. And where the long song against, Monopoly, or what was that, Twister or Stratego, whatever the fuck it's called.
I was thinking the board game too when I heard the song title.
So, that's a shorter one, and it didn't get to me. And I hate long Iron Maiden songs after Alexander the Great. Well, okay, Seven Sons, the title track. No, actually, I love Mother Russia too. I mean, that's probably the last long song I like from Maiden from all these years. But dude, I was like, wow, man, this is. I mean, I can't say it blew my mind, but it was so welcome. It was like, wow, and then I looked. I said, who? Harris couldn't have wrote this.
Right. Yeah.
And then I saw it was Dickinson and
Smith.
And I was
This is Adrian Smith's fingerprints all over it. As soon as I heard it, I was like,
yeah.
this is a Smith track.
It didn't have 3 intros, so it wasn't Steve Harris.
So I was
Really?
like,
3 you counted, Max? Wow.
Why? What's his most?
But I liked it. I give it a thumbs up. It was great. And I did see the reaction online. Everybody was hating it. Then the Stratego came out. Everybody's loving it. And I'm like, what do you expect? Maiden tart.
I think people missed hearing like the Maiden, like on the last song, Stratego. I think they missed the galloping stuff that Maiden did. And they didn't do that with the last album. So having it come back.
I love a lot of the galloping stuff. Flight of Acres is one of my favorite songs. I mean, I love a lot of the galloping, but then after a while, it's like, okay, man,
But anybody in the
it's just me. It's my opinion.
Well, your opinion doesn't mean much, but
it does. But you're stupid. That's why you think that.
That is true. But you know whose opinion means more than yours? Lisa Vance. Lisa.
Of course. Well, that goes without saying.
Thank you very kindly. Thank you. I loved this song on first listen. I loved it immediately. I'm a blues artist. I'm hearing like a bluesy, rootsy guitar and an Iron Maiden song. It's like 2 of my favorites, like peanut butter and chocolate. Like, oh yeah, this is the best ice cream and cake, man. It's like the best thing in the world. And I can't get this. Can you see the writing on the wall? And I hear it in my head. Like all day, I'm just washing the dishes. Have you seen? I'm taking a shower. Have you seen? Everywhere I go, I'm driving down the road. It's just so hooky and awesome. Super sing along. It's got this claw hammer bass with the power chords in it. It's got a dark mix. People complain about the mix. I like it. I forget who reviewed it and said his voice has an oaken tone to it. I was like, oaken. Yeah, that's great. Okay. That's a way to describe it. And the solos are so freaking tasty. So tasty. Loved it right out of the gate. And the video is really cool too.
Yeah.
The video was really cool. The only thing about the video though, the audio for the video is terrible. Doesn't sound like the album version video. I mean the audio.
Interesting.
No, very quiet compared.
It's quiet, but it also has like this echoing thing on it. I don't know. It's different than what's on the album. So if you watched the video, listen to the album version because it's totally different.
It's probably the 5.1. Sorry, I'm saying it was probably the 5.1.
5.21 gigawatts. What?
5.21 gigawatts, Morty. Anyway, no, I'm just saying it's probably the 5.1 mix for YouTube where it sounded as weird as it did.
That's possible. You can go now. I'll let you go since you had already interrupted me.
I wasn't interrupting. I was adding to what you were saying.
All right, go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, I'm the audio geek here. Anyway,
I think your kid's crying again.
No, let my wife deal with it. Writing on the Wall. Unlike the last song, I liked it from first listen, and the more I listen to it, the more I love it. Again, atypical for Maiden, and at this point in my life, I like to see Maiden be more atypical and experimental like this. This is progressive that I could really enjoy and get used to. Third favorite track, and again, second song written by Adrian Smith. That's in my top 3, and I, as well, am a huge Adrian fan. So much so that he's the only guitar player whose signature guitar I own.
Really cool. Nice.
So, yes, I am an Adrian fanboy. One of my top 10 favorites of all time.
You need to make videos with that guitar instead of that ugly Rickenbacker thing that you use all the time.
Not a Rickenbacker, it's a Steinberger. And leave the headless guitars alone.
Did you forget to make the last payment?
The head is on layaway. It'll be here soon. They need to make with the head. Oh my God, that did not sound good. Okay. Anyway.
All right, let's move on.
Good night, everybody. Greg.
Oh, right.
Noggle.
Well, like I said at first, when this video premiered and this first came out, you know, the video's coming on and that riff kicked in, I fucking hated it. I was so upset when I first listened to this, just because it was so different and so jarring. I had to listen to it within the context of the album first, because when the video came out, it was just coming out of fucking nowhere. But it fits in with the theme and the track listing of the record where it is very well. And I love the rest of the song, especially the guitar melodies and all that, and Adrian solos. It's just a classic Adrian song. That opening leprechaun dance riff. I'm getting used to it. It's growing on me. It just wasn't what I was expecting at first, but I do like the song.
Yeah, it's definitely a grower, and your dog needs a belly rub.
This song was in danger of being crushed by a dwarf. I love the song.
Yeah, it's a good song. So anybody in the chat here that, you know, kind of got soured on that song, go give it a chance. Friendly Yeti, 9 out of 10 for Writing on the Wall. Bruce and Adrian are more open-minded than the other members and like to change it up every now and then. Their chemistry is great, and I agree. And you do hear that on these songs on here. Lost in a Lost World. When a song starts off, 2 intros, we know it's Steve Harris. This is 1 out of the 4 longest songs on the album, coming in at a little over 9 minutes. I really like this one. What I like on this song and almost the whole album, we mentioned this a few times, is the guitar melodies following the vocals in the chorus. There's a lot in this song that really could have been shortened, which is always a Steve Harris song. Like the acoustic intro, that's cool, but the song started again, and then, you know, went for a couple measures and then got vocals. Why didn't he just go right to the vocals? I think that would have been cool, just to jump right into that, you know. Just to condense the song down a bit, but regardless, it's a really cool song. I just think it could have been short and could have been less than 9 minutes, but it's a good song. Lou.
All right, this is where I'm going to get the hate. All right, so my notes are, okay, that was a long interlude, but not bad as an unbearable. However, I'm noticing my first problem with this album. It's getting repetitive and redundant with the lyrics and the musical parts on a level that I haven't seen since their X Factor days. So this is where it kind of takes a dip. However, it could go on an upward trajectory. I'll continue that as we go along with each song.
And it's funny you do mention the X Factor, because I was talking to Lisa the other day, and I mentioned that to her too. I hear a lot of X Factor in this album.
Yeah, and there is stuff on X Factor I do like. Don't get me wrong.
I love X Factor. I think it's one of my favorite Maiden albums.
Yeah, I think it's an underrated Maiden album, especially if you consider the fact that some of their best stuff is on there. Yeah, musically, of course.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I mean, Virtual 11 is the only album I really can't listen to, but you know, that has a couple songs on it that are okay.
Yeah, Klansman's on there. Ralph.
I like a couple parts of this song, but here comes those Tinkerbell fucking keyboards again.
Yeah, yep.
All over it. And it reminds me a lot of Afraid to Shoot Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. It reminds me a lot of that. There's certain parts, again, like I had a problem with that Stratego song. You know, that one menacing part I like, the keyboards ruin it, but it does the same thing on this. I pass. I don't like this song.
Lisa.
There's a lot that I like about the song. I like the intro and the vocals in there. It's almost like, is this the Moody Blues? I don't know. And the lead vocals all flanged out. Got this mellow intro and then this mid-tempo kind of a headbanger that's like a bucket, the bucket, the bucket, the bucket, the bucket, 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 you know, which is kind of a classic Maiden thing. And then again, that guitar playing the single note along with the vocals, you hear that theme again. It's kind of cool to hear a theme tying an entire album together. Then the chorus opens up and it's like, you can just imagine everybody's going like this in the audience, you know, lost in a lost world. It's long, it's atmospheric, but you know what, Wayne? I think you're right. I think this song could have been edited. I think this song could have been tighter if these sections were just shortened. But you know, A lot of killer solos. I mean, there's a lot of long solo sections, and I can't complain about any of this guitar solo, and that's for sure.
What Lisa was saying, like if they were playing it live, she can notice everybody going like that. While they're playing that song, I'll be like this. Here, get me a beer again. I'll be.
Yep, and I've heard other people say that. I heard somebody else say, "I love this album, except Lost in a Lost World is when I go take a pee."
Oh, this ain't the one. This ain't my least favorite, believe me.
Oh, all right. Greg.
Yeah, I did not really care for this one either. The solos are amazing. It has some good parts, but it's too long. Way too long, and it's just Steve Harris meandering like he seems to love to do nowadays. It's too long and drawn out. I get the atmospheric thing they're going for, but it's too much here.
Yeah, and he does it a lot, almost on every single album. I don't know if and I understand, like Lisa, you make music, obviously, and when you're making music, you have a feel like it feels cool doing this part, so let's keep doing it. But I think sometimes somebody needs to tell Steve, stop here at some point, or do less of that. And I think people are afraid to tell him that.
Maybe so.
I don't know, but you know when to end it, kind of in a way, But apparently he does.
Here's the thing, and I'll give Steve Harris credit actually. And I don't even like when he does it, but the thing is, he gets so much. There's so many complaints about these long songs that Steve Harris does. It doesn't affect him. He doesn't give a fuck, and he keeps doing it. And I don't even like a lot of them, but I commend him for saying, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you think he's doing it out of spite now?
No, it's what he wants to do. He wants to write some long ass songs,
Yeah.
So more power to him. Hey, look, the guy wrote Phantom of the Opera. Shut up. I'll give him a pass.
Yeah.
All right. He's
always been uncompromising in his vision from day one. He admits it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, they were willing to sign him if they got more punky in the early days, and he said, "Fuck you, I'm going to stick doing what I want to do." He because they got a big following in England that a lot of record companies were going to them, but they were telling him, "Look, cut your hair and do this and do that." He was like, "Fuck you, I'm going to do what I want." So I commend Steve Harris for that.
Yeah, it's cool.
And Iron Maiden's never really sold out,
No,
not really. Friendly Yeti, Martin Birch would have slapped Steve with his pimp hand.
I'll get to that later.
And he also said he gives this song a 6 out of 10. He loves the intro, but for some but some of the middle section didn't do too much for him, and it could have been shortened, like we all agree. And Devil Dozer, a friend of his, said she found the new album predictable. So perhaps she was referring to the galloping, but the galloping is comforting to him, so it's their sound. So yeah. What's next? Days of Future Past. Back to a faster paced song and the shortest song on the album, coming in at 4 minutes. I think 4 minutes and 3 seconds. I really like this one because it gets right to the point. I think this one's written by Adrian and Dickinson, right? I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another one.
It gets right to the point, pretty much. Verse right in the verses right into the chorus. I like how the verses are upbeat and the chorus brings it down a bit. Really good song. Lisa.
Yeah. This has that typical Maiden intro, and then it's got this biting guitar soloed out, and actually kind of remind me of Akira Takasaki.
Yeah.
The way that guitar sounds. You know what I'm talking about? And then it opens up. You get more of a high speed than a lot of the album, which is something a lot of people want to hear. Actually, when I hear this song, I think about Bruce running around on the stage. I want to watch him run while he's singing this song. And it's got an arm waving chorus. It's very hooky and very Smith. It's got this solo with these descending chromatic changes, which is very Smith. And there's a lot that it's got a breakdown in it. See, this is an example for Harris about how to edit a song, because there's a lot of shit packed into this 4-minute song.
Yeah.
It's got an intro, it's got a breakdown, it's got hooks, it's got solos, it's got everything packed into 4 minutes, and it just kicks your ass, and then it's done. I think it's great.
I agree. Ralph?
It rocks. but it doesn't hit the mark for me. And the part I like the best about this song is when it goes into that little mellow section. I actually like that part. But yeah, Bruce squawking. It's just, he does those highs. There's songs coming up, he doesn't do it, and I love it. You know? So, you know, it's not
a little strained.
Yeah, it's strainy, but you know, people are like, oh yeah, well, you know, Bruce is, I was like, no, man, I've been hearing that strain for a while now, you know. But you know what? He's considered one of the greatest singers. So what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, not much. Lou?
I like that one. Hey, Wayne made it funny. What? Come on, everybody. It's a very rare occasion that Wayne makes it funny.
Oh, God.
I love Wayne. I fuck with him.
I love you too. Otherwise, I wouldn't have you on the show. Lou?
So here I was hoping for Maiden's homage to X-Men and was left disappointed. All right, no one got that. Never mind. Yeah, okay, it happens sometimes. Wow, it was so bad. Rob left.
Hilarious, Lou.
No, it wasn't. I admit that sucked. But the song wasn't bad. I didn't think it was really good either. My problem is I'm just getting a little bored with the E to D to C to D chord progressions. It's just kind of getting old for me, and it feels like, you know how I said during the Halloween retrospective that like they follow that Pachelbel canon formula for like their more anthemic type. Yes, Lisa remembers. She didn't do the show with us, but she remembers.
I remember.
But we wish you were there, Lisa.
No, I hear it. I've used it myself.
Yeah, but like you don't do it to death.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, you do what you do it well, and you know, you look for different ideas, but you know, Maiden always relies on the formula of the E to D to C to D chord progression. And I'm just, you know, I think I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, after 41 years, I'm just burnt out on it. But
yeah, no,
what do I know? I'm a fan. I'm not in Maiden.
You're not much. Yeah, you don't know much. You're
Shut up.
Co-host to a podcast, and you do your own podcast, Music is Life. And
thank you for the plug. Oh, and by the way, if you're looking for material, where is my... Oh, there it is. If you look for new material to buy White Crone the Prisoner and the Poisoner.
The Poisoner.
Sorry, Iron Maiden the Prisoner. White Crone's the Poisoner.
Yeah,
and also buy Project Resurrect, False Reality. There. Hey, you plugged my show, so I'll plug your album.
I love that one too. They're both great.
I'll plug your ass later. Greg Nog.
My ass is exit only, sir. Thank you very much.
It's not
You're
that
Greek.
kind of show. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Thank you, Seinfeld. What do you mean I'm Greek? What's that supposed to mean? You Yodel the Turtle lookalike motherfucker.
Greg Noggle, please shut this man up and give us your opinion.
Well, you guys have fun riding down the Hershey Highway, but I really liked this song. This was, I know you.
Your dog disagrees, sir.
Relax, dog.
I love this song.
I love it.
Yeah, the dog's got to poop, and she's like very displeased right now.
Oh, jeez. I'll let the dog out, but
I like it. It definitely isn't the most interesting song on the album because it's just kind of, but it's layered a little bit differently where it reminds me of Seventh Son a little bit more. So while it's not the best song on the record, I enjoy it a lot. It's just kind of like a typical Maiden song, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Friendly Yeti. I should just have him on the show here. 10 out of 10 for this song. Intro riff reminds me a bit of the Razor's Edge. Fantastic song, gets to the point. A memorable chorus. Bruce sounds incredible on this one. Bruce and Adrian are killing it. And the lunatic bro, you're not late. We're still here, so all is good. Welcome. What are we up to now? The Time Machine. This one kind of reminds me a bit of the song Dance of Death, just the way the lyrics. How do I even write the way the lyrics like kind of like how he's telling the story to everybody? It's very similar. Even some of the parts in the middle section too. I like this one a lot. Around the 4-minute mark though, the guitar melody reminds me, maybe Lou, you might recognize this, but do you know the children's song? Do you know the Muffin Man?
I know it.
Yes, and that seems to be the basis of every Iron Maiden sea shanty riff that happens in their latest 20 years of album output.
Of course, I would know that song because the little kid sings it in Jaws, my favorite movie.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go then. But do you hear that in this song? I hear that in that little melody, like in the middle of the song.
No, I was traumatized. I don't remember what happened.
You don't like this song either.
Or which one? Time Machine?
The
Time Machine, man.
Thanks, Wayne. Now I can't listen to it anymore without thinking, do you know the most man?
I heard it instantly.
You dick.
Ralph?
Time Machine. I think they should put this song in a time machine and set it to 6094. This is the worst song on the album. I'm sorry. I hate this song. 7 minutes of mind-numbing boredom would have fit perfectly on Final Frontier. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, that's right. Look, check it out. A keyboard warrior.
You are wrong.
Kick your ass. I can kick your ass behind the screen. A keyboard warrior. Yeah, I don't like it. No.
All right.
Keyboard warriors of the world unite.
Yeah. All right, get out of here, Ralph.
Get him out of here. What does he know?
I think this is really cool. It's got this dreamy, drony intro, and Bruce's vocals are super theatrical. It's like he's on Broadway all of a sudden. I think this is a clever composition, and it sounds like a Scottish air or an Irish reel. And there's this ostinato with a droning bass. It's drony. It's very folky. The guitars move around and the bass is droning. And I like this stacked chords. That's something you don't hear in Iron Maiden, stacked chords. That's more like a Queensryche thing, you know? It sounds broad, it sounds sweeping. And I thought, okay, this is really repetitive. This is a grower to me. The verse keeps building and building and building and building. And then after the second chorus, there's this dual octave guitar. That's another thing you hear. The dual guitar, it's not a harmony, it's an octave. And I think that's really cool. And you can kind of tell who wrote what. It's Gers and Harris. There's keyboards in the second half of the section. There's more real melodies. I'm hearing these melodies that are straight out of, like, you know, Irish music. So there's this weird heavy section that's inserted in there with this pedal point. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I remember.
And that to me sounds out of place and totally unnecessary. And I think they could have just chopped it out. It seems like, hey man, it came up with this cool riff. Let's stick it in there. So I think they could have dispensed with that. But other than that, I think it's a grower. At first, I thought it was very repetitive, but then I cranked it up with a good sound system, and I can hear how they're just building this tension. So I liked it. So there.
That's what I think it is too. Like how you mentioned, how you listen to the album. If you listen to it on a good sound system and you get to be in it, you know, you feel like you're in the album, and that helps a little bit too, I think, you know. Because I notice when I listen to things on my phone, you know, I'm just listening to it, you know, little speakers, and it sounds like crap. But then when I listen to it in my car and I blast it, and I'm like, all right, I can actually hear them playing in the room, you know. Which another thing is, I know a lot of people give Kevin Shirley a bunch of shit about how he produces and mixes and all that crap. But I think maybe this might be the best sounding album he's done with Maiden since he's been working with them. To me.
1.21 gigawatts.
1.21.
Hey, look, just to give you an example of Maiden tards, you know that Kevin Shirley got death threats?
Really?
That's how crazy these Maiden tards are.
It's so
don't say tards. Tards is a bad word. Don't say it.
Oh, I forgot. It was funny.
Nerds. Nerds is good. Say nerds.
Oh, well, I'm a nerd. It's 2021. My mistake.
Greg, you're back. All right.
Yes. What song are we on now?
I don't remember.
Time Machine.
Is that? Did you go in a time machine?
Huh?
That were you? Did you just come from your time machine? Is that where you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
Where'd you
just
go?
parked my DeLorean. I sent my dog 3 minutes into the future.
What do you think about the time machine?
10 out of 10. My favorite fucking song on the album. This is one of my favorite tracks they've done since Somewhere in Time, man. This is just a great track.
Wow.
From the percussion, the way it flows with the guitars, Bruce's vocals, it's awesome.
So what you're saying is Ralph is wrong.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Team wrong.
Right. Ralph doesn't like this one, huh, Ralph?
That's
does
my
not
least
like this
favorite
song.
on here.
Really? What didn't you like about it? I'm just curious.
I'm trying to think of what I liked about it.
All right, fair enough.
Just give this song a chance on a long country drive.
Well, I live in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, never mind.
All she is saying is give this song a chance.
Go to the Panhandle. And
Get stuck in traffic.
Shit, take the
somewhere.
drive
He needs to
down into
drive
the
the
Keys.
hills.
It's long enough to last the whole bridge.
I drive off the bridge.
And the Yeti gives it an 8 out of 10.
But
you
yeah,
didn't
no,
like-
I think this is some of the greatest licks Adrian's done. Actually, this is just was an amazing song to me. I was pleasantly surprised. When I
What
heard
was he
it.
licking?
A cat.
Shamrocks. Shamrocks.
Yeah, and you got
A
and you mentioned this
toad. He
before.
got it from Yannick.
And you,
That's
you
how we
mentioned
got a
this.
bigger role in this.
Why is Yannick still in the band? Does he have pictures of Steve Harris with farmhouse?
Absolutely.
Why is he still in the band? You know?
Dude,
That's awesome.
Oh, come on, Lisa.
Dude.
You do not cringe watching that guy on stage?
I love watching him on stage.
Oh,
I think
come
it's a
on.
blast.
It's like watching a dime store version of Flavor Flav. He's
He's
done that shit.
hammy. He's hammy. When I'm his age, which ain't gonna be too long from now, I hope I can run around like that on
Oh, you
stage.
can. His secret is he puts ants in his pants.
Give me the option of Yannick Gers or Juan
I'm-
Croucier of Rat, and I'll
I'm
choose
a
Yannick.
girl.
Oh,
I'm a
yes.
female. I'm a woman of a certain age. And so when I see these dudes running around on stage, I have a little different reaction. So there.
Well, Lisa, you look very youthful, I gotta say. You do
Thank
not
you.
look old at all.
Friendly Yeti says Yannick writes the Celtic melodies, so he has a reason to dance on stage.
Whatever excuse you got.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
Which is funny, you know, with all these Celtic melodies, but yet the whole album is like Japanese. Why not throw some Japanese type stuff in there?
You know what I like about Yannick Gers? He's all the way on the right side of the stage. So when I go see Iron Maiden live, I watch him like this.
What were you going to say, Greg? Nothing.
Oh no, I thought it was weird too because the whole record gives off a Celtic vibe, but
Yeah, and
all the materials Japanese looking. It's just odd.
yeah.
But
Friendly.
snobby metalheads say it's not Celtic, it's Celtic.
Yeah,
It's Celtic.
It is Celtic.
The only
Is it
group
Celt-
who gets away with
Celtic
is
Frost
calling
or
it Cel-
Celtic?
That's the only group that gets away with it is Celtic
Well,
Frost.
well, you know,
No,
you
they
know,
call it Celtic Frost.
Oh, sorry, Celtic
No,
Frost.
no. That's the funny thing because a lot of people are like, no, it's Celtic Frost. But there's an interview with Tom G. Warrior where he says Celtic Frost.
yeah. He used to. Honestly, I don't mean this to sound like a slight, but over the years, as his English got better, I would assume now he'll say Celtic Frost. But any interview
Yeah.
you watch from the '80s, he always says Celtic Frost.
Yeah, and nowadays he probably says dethroned emperor too.
Yes.
Dethroned emperor.
wonder
Okay,
if,
anyway, we gotta move on.
Gotta move on.
Wait,
Darkest
I
Hour.
didn't
What?
get my
I'm
review on Time
hungry.
Machine.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
You didn't
Oh, that's
go
okay.
yet.
Darkest
Go
Hour.
go.
No, go ahead.
Uh,
I thought I went to you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Well, I wrote, great, another sea shanty guitar solo break. Whoever mixed this song needs to see an ear doctor. But that was a cool break at 4 minutes, 40 seconds into the song. But like Ralph, I'm not a fan of the song either. That's all.
What'd you call on him for?
Hey, I went last, Lisa.
Yeah.
Let the lady go first.
I'm shocked. I thought everyone would enjoy this as much as I did.
No, I think it's cool
Okay.
you enjoyed it. I just
Yeah.
I didn't get my jollies off on it.
It's all opinion, man. It's not science.
That's all it is. Yeah,
Like-
exactly. Darkest Hour. I don't know why, but I hear a little bit of Wasting Love in the song, musically within the verses and also in the lead to the chorus. Strange too. I also hear a similarity to the song "Tears of a Dragon" from Bruce's solo stuff.
That I do hear.
Yeah. Also, too, there's a guitar melody in the chorus that sounds really familiar in the second half of the chorus. It's like almost like a Queen type melody thing. It's really different, something that they haven't really done or at all. But I like this song a lot. It's a ballady type song, but I think it's really good. Ralph?
Yeah, you know what, man? I like this too. Spoiler alert, everything now from now on, I'm gonna praise. And this is a ballad song, but dude, I do not hear Wasted Love. You know,
No,
I can't stand that song, but this one I love. It's 7 minutes of Iron Maiden doing a ballad, and I don't get bored once. That's amazing. I think this song is awesome. This is like, so far from this album, this is my favorite so far. But I have a favorite coming up. But I love this song. This song is great, man. Really and I think the solo is awesome. It flows so well. I think this whole song flows well. And it's rare, you know, for Iron Maiden to do a ballad, to keep it like that the whole way. Because, you know, got Remember Tomorrow, you know, song Still Life that starts mellow, but then it kicks in. Fear of the Dark. But this one is like all the way through. And it's, to me, majestic. It's amazing. And I'm like a Maiden hater. So how do you like those apples?
Those are great apples. Lisa, how do you like his apples?
I agree. This is my favorite song on the album. Smith and Dickinson. It's epic. It's broad. It's a deep storytelling song. It's got these William Blake lyrics that Dickinson is known for. The chorus gives me chills. It's got this descending, like, While My Guitar Gently Weeps chord progression in there, which is totally Smith. Some of the best solos Maiden ever recorded. And I hear that Tears of a Dragon thing, another one of those epic ballad songs that I love so much. But even that song has some flaws to it, I think. It's got this unnecessary reggae section in it, for instance.
Oh.
But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But this is my favorite, and I could just listen to this all day.
Definitely. Lou.
Ralph is correct.
Thanks.
Finally, at least on one song.
Finally.
So I like dynamics in music. This song definitely has a lot of it. I just feel like it could have been shortened by maybe 2 minutes, and it would have been perfect. I'm just saying, but it's a great song, and I do like it a lot. It's Adrian Smith rewriting "Wasted Love" as a better song.
All right.
Yeah, Wasted Love, I don't hear, man.
It's there. It's very.
To me, I don't hear that either.
Wasted Love to me sounds forced. Like, oh, let's do a ballady thing. This one sounds natural, like real, organic, and I love that, man. Love this song.
Greg.
Yeah, well, Wasting Love sounds like a record executive was listening to a fucking Nelson record and sat down.
Yeah.
You guys need to do something like this. This is my second favorite on here, but this has a very organic feel where you can tell they're into it the whole time, and it's just beautiful, man. It really reminds me in a lot of ways of Stranger in a Strange Land, because you know that song's pretty basic as far as what it does throughout the length of it, aside from the solo, but it's fucking great. It's driving. Bruce's lyrics, his vocals are awesome. I can't really add anything to what Ralph and Lisa have already said, but yeah, this is another 10 out of 10 for me. Great song.
Very cool. Friendly Yeti, 11 out of 10. He likes it that much. Says the best song on the album. Sounds like a Bruce solo song. Excellent build-up. Chorus is absolutely majestic. The solos are out of this world. Beautiful.
This song's rating goes to 11.
So this is an example of a long song that doesn't sound like it. It's perfectly constructed.
It was not threatened to be squashed by a dwarf.
Yep.
Death of the Celts. Now here's where the album starts to sound like the Blaze Bailey era sound. Blaze Bailey.
Take 3.
Iron Maiden. Yeah, please. We're live. We can't do any more takes. Blaze Bailey. Oh my God. Forget it. You know what I'm talking about. What is that era?
The Blaze Bailey.
Humana.
Thank you. Sounds a lot like the Klansman in that intro. And then in that chorus, I hear the song Nomad, because it's very similar to the way it's sung. Then there's a part in the song that sounds like it's something off of Power Slave. A lot of different albums I hear in this song. So to me, this has a lot of their past, which is really cool. Not one of the favorite tracks because it really could have, again, been shortened, but still a very good song. Lisa.
Yeah, I love the intro. It's this bass and key thing. It's beautifully performed. It's mixed well. And yeah, he's getting into these keyboards now. So it's kind of like what, like people are going to complain about it, but Geddy Lee did it. So he's kind of taking this Geddy Lee turn with that. And then it turns into the 6/8 thing that they do so well. And again, this is another thing where it can sound repetitive. But if you listen in a quality system, you can hear that they're just building and building and building and building. And it's got that folk metal kind of thing. It actually sounds like something, and there's a lot in here that sounds like it's straight out of O'Neill's Book of Irish Music. And it just builds and builds and builds. And then wham, it opens up into this broad, spacious chorus that doesn't get repeated at all until like the end of the song. They quote it. But if I recall, they didn't repeat that chorus at all. And the bass sounds so freaking good. More awesome soloing. Not as masterful. I don't think they're as masterful in a major key because they're so good, the minor keys. But it's full on fucking Geddy Lee, you know, the bass player playing the keyboards, writing a cool song. So I like it. It's very folk metal to me.
Very cool. Now, Ralph, I saw you post on Facebook when you heard this song that you love this song.
My favorite. It's my favorite off the album. And it doesn't go out of the box. It's total Maiden, you know, and it has, like what Lisa was saying, has this repetitive like guitar thing, but it doesn't bore me, which is rare because they bore me when they get repetitive. And the solos are so epic and crazy that it kind of, I mean, it doesn't sound like it, but it has the vibe. If you guys know the song Black Rose from Thin Lizzy, it's got that vibe where it's just killer shredding, man. And the way Bruce sings this song, I want him to sing every song like this. You know, that mid-tempo, and he sounds great. And it's long as hell. Look, these are things I hate about Maiden. Repetitiveness, long songs. This has everything I hate about Maiden. But they did it right here. They did everything right. Everything about this song flows well, no boredom. What is it, 10 minutes long? It's a long one, right?
10:20.
Look at that, 10 minutes, and it doesn't bore me. I mean, such a rarity. This is the best song for me on the album. Absolutely love it. And it was when I heard it, oops, I said fucking.
Oh my God. You were fucking while you were listening to this album?
Yeah, I was fucking myself. You know, it's corny. Sorry, Lisa.
10 minutes, you know.
But anyway, so yeah, I heard it.
It's about average.
I heard it and said, I'm buying this. And I wasted 50 bones on the vinyl. That's still not here. But I love it. I love this song. My favorite.
Cool. Greg.
Well, and now for something completely different. I thought this song could bore the balls off a bronze statue. All it sounded like to me is Maiden taking stuff they're known for, shoving it all into one song, and it was just long. And this is where I first hear the X Factor, where it's very dirgy and melancholy sounding. And other than the guitar solos, and I love the way Bruce sounds on this song, I did not like anything about it, really. Just too long and boring to me.
All right. Lou.
The solos are kind of a step down. Sorry, Lou.
Wait, no worries. What was the step down?
The solos are even kind of a step down here. I mean, they're still good, but compared to what just came before this, especially on the previous two tracks at the beginning of the album, I don't know. This is like a dead spot to me.
It's okay. It's all right to be wrong. Lou?
Yay, another long-ass acoustic intro. Just what we needed, like we needed another hole in our head. However, great usage of dynamics. My second favorite song on the album. So, you know, I would actually add this onto a Maiden playlist on my phone. So,
very cool. Friendly Yeti gives this a 10 out of 10. The vocal medley sound like something you'd sing in an Irish pub. I really like the instrumental parts. It could have been shortened because there's no reason to repeat the parts.
That's exactly why I'm drinking Guinness tonight.
Yeah. And Devil Dozer, Lisa, he loves your reviews. They're so in-depth, he says. And you describe every structure of the song. No wonder why we have you on here, because
thank you.
You know what you're talking about. So she is a musician, so she knows what she's talking about. You know, we're
Song,
just
songwriter, recording artist. That's what I do. Is I write
Yeah.
songs and then I record them.
We love Lisa, and she took a song from Crazy Nights and made it sound better with her voice on it.
But it's not as good as Paul Stanley of Kiss.
I'll pick Lisa Mann any day over Paul Stanley of Kiss. It's all good.
Come on and love me.
All right, the Parchment, the longest song on the album, coming in at over
Yeah.
12 minutes long. Now this song was when I first heard it, I really didn't like it because musically it just really, it's like in a loop through the whole entire thing. Drum beat is the same way through the whole entire thing. I think until the end it may change a little bit. Then I heard an interview with Nico that I was talking about earlier in the show, and he described stuff about this song, how it builds up with like guitar parts and other guitar things get thrown in there, even though his drums do sound the same. But it's actually his favorite song of this album. So after paying closer attention to after what he's said about the song, I like it now. I think it's one of maybe my third favorite song on here. But again, could have been condensed down. I mean, I think that middle section with the solos, there's one part in there. It really could have been shortened down or not even put in there at all. It's just a little too repetitive. But that's what a lot of the songs in this album, just too long. But it is still it's a good song. Lou?
I don't dislike the song, and I don't hate or love it. It's okay at best. It reminds me of why I dislike a lot of Maiden albums, in full. Like I said, I like specific songs from albums. I thought Brave New World was the best album that they had released since their early 90s output. But this song reminds me a lot of what I dislike about Maiden albums in the past 26 years. It's redundancy and repetition disguised as progressive. And I'm just, I know that Steve Harris is a huge fan of like old school Genesis and like a lot of the progressive bands of the 70s. And I know he's highly influenced by that, as well as like UFO. But I just feel like the difference between what they were doing was they were exploring musical landscapes that, hadn't been discovered yet. Especially if you listen to when Steve Hackett and Phil Collins first joined Genesis. I just feel like with this, it's just repetition, and again, I'm not pissing on Steve Harris and company. It's just, Maiden is my one of my 3 all-time favorite bands. So I can't help but hold them to a high standard because of their output from the 80s. So I'm not expecting them to release anything that sounds exactly like it. Lisa and I discussed this before we went on air. Of course we want our favorite bands to evolve. Of course we want, them to explore, outside of their box to sort of, add into it. But it's just, I don't know, man. Like it's just, the song's just blah to me. I'm sorry.
Okay. You need a tissue.
Yeah. Nah, I'm cool.
Greg. Greg. Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
Without the headphones, it's hard to hear. It's like
Yeah.
far away and low. No, I really love this song. This is one of the epics on here where I don't think it's too long. It doesn't waste a second. Everything's about it is great. As
All
far
right,
as
cool.
I'm concerned.
Ralph?
I love it. Even the long ass intro. It's just, to me, it has this great flow that even the Tinkerbell keyboards don't annoy me. It kind of adds to it, I think. This is where it's welcomed. It kind of works on this song.
Yeah, because there's a couple parts in there that need a little bit of something to fill in some stuff. So it's welcomed in this one.
And go ahead.
I was going to say they use it to their advantage with their formula, like they do on the title track to Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
Right. But here, it keeps changing. And to me, each change is just epic. I know it's the longest song on the album. And again, to give you a spoiler alert, my favorite songs on this album are the long ass ones, which is weird for me. I'm very, very impressed with especially disc 2. I'm loving this, man. And this song is just great, man. And not much more I can add to it except, like I said, each section of the song screams epic to me. I love it. It's probably my second favorite on here.
Really cool. Lisa, you're muted.
You're muted, Lisa.
There, because I wanted to hear it again. I wanted to hear that riff again. Because I'm surprised that you like this song, Wayne, because it reminds me of the Mad Era.
Right. I knew you were going to say
Merciful
that.
Fate, the Mad Era. That's
Yep.
right.
Usually that stuff does bother me. But
that Middle Eastern kind of sound. So it has this quiet intro, with this bass claw hammer. That's really cool. That's something I like about Steve's evolution over the years, is adding in that claw hammer bass. I think it's badass. And it is long and repetitive. And yeah, perhaps it could have been edited down, but I think it sounds really epic. It comes into this real fist pumping, that kind of part right there. And then again, you'll notice the single note guitar playing along with the vocals. I think that's really cool. The dual guitar octaves. It's not a harmony. It's not like a Thin Lizzy thing. It's octaves. I think that's really cool. And at the very end, when he sings "Meet Me There," when he sings those last notes, it just gives me chills, man. It just gives me chills. So I really dig this song. It is long. Perhaps it could have been edited down and it would have been maybe more effective. I don't know. But I think it's really cool that it's long and atmospheric. I think it's kind of cool that it's like, these guys are getting older. They know they're not going to be around forever. And so they're like these epic long songs that are like album enders, like the To Tame a Land album enders. They're like, fuck it, let's put 3 of them on the end of the album.
And three long songs that have long ass intros, and I still like
it. Yeah. Apparently my camera just shut off. I don't know why. So if you don't see me, that's why. I don't know what's coming up on the screen. Oh, just black screen.
Picture of you and your cute kid.
Can you crop yourself out when you just see your kid?
That's fine.
Please.
I can do that. Yeah. Please shut your mouth. Let me see your dog.
Huh?
Instead of you.
She chased the cat into the other room. We're good for a little while. That's why I cut talking about the Parchment short, because I know she was going to start barking and go after her. So.
I'd rather have your dog on here than you. Hell on Earth. It is Hell on Earth right now. But again, on first listen, when I got to the song, I was like, come on, don't end with a slow, drawn out song. We just sat through 12 minutes of a loop, but thankfully it picked up. But what I noticed, it's really similar to Stratego. It's cool, though. I really like it. Probably my third, well, I already said the other one was my third favorite song. All right, we'll say fourth favorite song on the album. It really ties with Stratego. It's a great ending to the album. Again, bringing back those vocals going along with the guitar melodies, everything catchy in the song with the verses and the chorus. I really like the drums in this song too, and how Nico changes up the beat in the middle of a verse. I don't know if anybody kind of notices that, how he changes that up. And he throws in that drum roll too. I think that's pretty cool. Even though it's an 11-minute song, it doesn't really feel like it at all, because they made it interesting and kept it moving. Great song and great ending to an album. Lisa.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great song. And finally, we're getting into like major zone. And that's something that Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, frankly, do very well, is to write something that's really anthemic and really heavy and has at least parts of the song in a major key. And yeah, it has these at about 2:15 in the song, so it's got the intro, breaks into a gallop. We get our gallop, okay, we get our comfort food there. The guitars are playing the chorus melody before the vocals. I think that's really freaking different and really cool. It's kind of like that's something that happens in you'd hear like jazz music would do that, old-timey jazz music, where the piano would play the melody and then the singer comes in and sings the melody. But classical music may be the same way, where they kind of hint at it and then they deliver this melody to you. It's got this cool bass breakdown. It's got a lot of lyrics. This song. I mean, I don't know how he's going to memorize all these lyrics that are in these damn songs. So it's got a lot of changes. It's got a slower section, tempo changes, breakdowns. It's just chock full of everything. And I really enjoy it, and especially the anthemic chorus. So
very cool.
Well
Ralph.
done, Steve Harris.
Yep, 11 minutes and change with another long intro. And I won't go as far to say that it's better than the last two songs, but I still like it. And when it kicks into that typical Maiden rock and gallop thing, here it don't annoy me. Here it doesn't bother me. I'm just saying, the other song is just so typical Maiden, where here they throw the gallop in with other things, and I welcome that. And and Bruce sounds fine, he's not squawking, and at least, not enough to annoy me. And it's well structured, and it's kind of got a light and shade thing to it. And I think it's I think it's the best song to end the album. I love this too, man, a lot.
Very cool. Greg.
Yeah, so definitely the best pick for album closer. This reminds me of like the multi-part epics like Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Me too. And I know I mentioned Somewhere in Time a lot with this, but I really think this is the most on point they've been with bringing new stuff in and having it match melodically so well and flow so well for the whole album, really since those two records from the late 80s. And yeah, this is just an amazing song, man.
Very cool.
Love it.
Lou.
I liked it. I thought it was the best choice for an album closer. All in all, I have to say that I like this album a little bit more than I liked Book of Souls, and I liked half that album. I think there were only 3 songs on this album that I wasn't too keen about. But yeah, I'd have to probably say overall, the album that I like the most since Brave New World. So yeah, I'll give him the credit for that.
Very cool. And I missed Friendly Yeti's rating for the Parchment. He rated it at 9 out of 10. And he says Maiden does a doom song. It sounds very menacing. I really like it, but there are a couple generic little guitar melodies that I wish they left out because they added nothing. And then he gives a 10 out of 10 for this last song, and has the same spirit as Where the Wild Wind Blows. Interesting. Lots of moving parts in this one. It's fantastic. Feels like a shorter song, and I like that it faded out the album. Voice shot. Very cool. And again, sorry, my video's not on, but nobody needs to see my ugly face. Anyway, so in all, I really like this album. I think it's better than Book of Souls. I know, Elisa, you love Book of Souls, but I don't know. To me, it's just like one of my least favorite Maiden albums. But after hearing this, I'm going to go back and revisit that album. Maybe I'll like it this time. I don't know. But I wish there was a few more shorter songs, but I've been wanting that for a long time, and apparently we're really never going to get that ever again. And it is what it is. But at least Maiden's got a new album out, and I finally do like pretty much almost every song on here. So I really like the album a lot. I'm going to give the album an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's good. Lou?
7 out of 10 for me.
All right, cool. Lisa?
I don't like to rate albums.
Yeah, do it
I don't
anyway.
like to rate albums.
Yeah, you do.
I would give it maybe a 9. Okay, then I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Well, at least
No,
you
yeah.
liked everything off it.
I really enjoyed, especially the second listen. This is a grower. Second and
Yeah.
third time I listened to it, I really appreciated all the work that went into it. So
Yeah.
they could have done some more editing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think first listen, you're not gonna, and I say this to everybody, you're not gonna like it first listen because there are obviously a lot of long drawn out songs. But after the second, third listen, even fourth listen, you hear other things that are thrown into the music, and it becomes a lot better. Greg, what do you think?
I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10, just because there's 2 songs I really don't like, but by and large, this is definitely the best album they put out since Brave New World. And well, a lot of what I didn't like about the Book of Souls, where I liked what they were trying to do, but I didn't think it works here.
Ralph, what do you give?
A definite Maiden classic.
I'll give it a 7.5, and I like it more than Brave New World.
Wow, really cool.
Cool.
Devil Dozer, he loves Hell on Earth. Perfect ending to a great album, 10 out of 10. Friendly Yeti, what I like about the album is how emotionally charged it is. There's a somber and tense atmosphere throughout the whole thing. Having said that, I hope the next album sounds more happy. And Seb Blaze, if Hell on Earth turns out to become the very last Maiden song, he's fine with it. It makes him feel chills every time. And Dickinson is unbelievably good on this one. What a trip. And I do agree on that. And again, thank you everybody for joining, and thank you everybody for watching us on YouTube Live. I really enjoy everybody. There's been about 10 or 11 people watching this live, so that's pretty cool. And I enjoy everybody joining in the chat as well. And I thank you, Ralph, for joining us. And I thank you, Lisa, for joining us.
Thank you.
Lisa, I know you just were picked. What was the thing you won some kind of contest?
Oh,
right?
yeah. I got a blues song. It's called "It's the Monkeys or Me," and I entered it in. Betsy Brown of Blind Raccoon Agency sent me something prompting me to enter the unsigned only song competition, and I did. And there were a lot of people nominated. I was in the blues category, and I won.
Wow, awesome.
I can't believe it. So if you want to check it out, I've got a video. Just Google Lisa Mann monkeys, and you will find the very silly video on YouTube.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
So what do you win? What comes with this winning thing? What happens?
I get to come on your show and say, hey, I won this competition.
You don't get this big amazing record deal or nothing. That's it. You just won.
No, I don't know, man. Maybe I should read the fine print.
I would be, it'd be a smart choice. Anything else going on? You just released the Stargazer song.
Yeah, check out Stargazer. It's got Vinny Appice on the drums, Alistair Green on guitar, my buddy Eric Lawrence on keyboards. And you can find it at whitecrone.com. It's not available on Bandcamp. You can stream it on Spotify and all those other streaming platforms. But if you want to buy the track, please do, because I do music for a living. This is all I do for a living. So you can send me a couple bucks and I'll send you a big old fat file of a 9-minute epic version of Rainbow's Stargazer.
Nice. My favorite song ever written.
Me too. Hey, me too. That is
nice.
My favorite song. I gotta check it out, Lisa. I didn't know you did that.
It's brilliant. You'll love it. Vinny's worth the price of admission.
I did a video for that song, and it's at I think 32 million views.
Yeah, that's right. That's your video, dude.
Yeah.
The crazy thing, Ralph, is that people who review Stargazer use your video.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. And I was also in a contest recently, but I only came in third place. Breakdancing.
Break? What?
What did you break?
I broke my hip.
Well, you'll always be first place in my heart, Ralph.
By the way, our most sincerest condolences to the Decibel Geek staff, Rock and Ron Runyon, who we just lost this weekend after a bout of cancer. Our condolences to him and his family, and shout out to Chris and Aaron from Decibel Geek.
His last wish was to be at Rock and Pod, and we got to spend time with him, and it was amazing. It's just sad, I mean, he was battling cancer, and most of the time he was sleeping because they give him all that medication, But man, he was there, and that was his last wish. And it sucks, man. But Wayne, if there's any way you can add the GoFundMe, because his family just lost a husband and he lost a dad, and they got a lot of medical bills. And I've been doing all I can to raise money, And if anybody, I mean, just $5, anything.
Yeah, just send me the link to it, and I'll put it in the description here. So anybody watching this, look at the description. But there's going to be a few GoFundMe's because everybody needs a GoFundMe lately. But definitely check out the description.
Hey man, it's hard times.
And he was a good dude, man, and he was a dedicated fan. He would travel, went to Sweden Rock Fest. I one time bumped into him in the streets of Miami, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing here?" Because he lives in Denver. It's like, "Oh, I'm here for the rock cruise, whatever cruise that was." The guy, he lived it, man. And, it's just sad because he was a great guy and he was really good at busting chops. He was on our show and me and him went at it, man. And he won. And that's pretty rare because I'm pretty good at busting chops. But that guy, like, he defeated me. I put up the white flag. All right. Okay, all right, man. My ego's too bruised now, Yeah. Rest in peace, Ron. He was a great dude, and he will be missed. I miss him already. He was a great guy.
Yeah, that sucks. But anything else going on, Ralph?
No, I'm still doing my YouTube thing and still building that. And soon I'll be recording with you guys again, I hope.
Yeah, we got to do something. Did you get the equipment hooked up yet to your
computer? No. Okay. But don't worry about that. That'll be done.
All right.
By the way, I just want to plug a video Ralph is posting today for Kiss Wednesday.
Oh, it's already
Kiss
up.
Crazy Nights versus Van Hagar's, for unlawful carnal knowledge. Suck versus suck, as he calls
it. 20 minutes long of me just going off.
I can't wait to see that.
It's up already. It's been up since 4 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot of feedback and the typical, Hagar fans getting really upset with me.
Yeah.
Like, then why are you watching this? I hate the guy,
Right.
But for the same reason people who hated Howard Stern listens to watch what he says next.
Exactly. So, but yeah, it's getting quite a buzz, but I knew it was gonna, because people just love to see me pissed.
Any new Viera vaults? What's going on with that show?
No, man. I'll get back on it, but man, I've been so busy. Like, I haven't even had time to do this.
Yeah, you got the house and everything too. So.
I have a new house. I moved into my childhood home, but I'm also fixing the condominium to sell it. So it's like between there and fixing up around here, it's like I hardly have time for anything. But I finally got some hurricane windows put in and central air. I have not had. The people that lived here actually literally took the motor of the central air unit, where we had like a wall unit. And so, it's like my house was a sauna. I would only go in my bedroom to get some good AC from my air conditioner. And the funny thing is, the day they installed the central air, my house got all cool. I was like, this is awesome. And I literally saw a lightning bolt hit the transformer in the back. And I went 9 hours without power.
Oh my God.
I couldn't even go in my little room with the wall unit to escape, man. Oh, man. That day sucked. I was like, man, today I finally got central air and this happened to me. But ever since it's been good. So I've just been very busy, man. So, I'll get back on the Viera Vault and, back on the King Diamond episodes.
Yes, we got to do that too. Yeah.
Today I'm drained. You may not know it, but I'm very tired, man. But
you look a little tired, but you're also old.
So yeah, I'm all.
Well, dear God,
I always look tired. No, look, I'm very proud to be old because I got to see Randy Rhoads and shit. Yeah, I got to see all the shit you youngsters never got to see. So in your face, and also on top of that, I'm gonna outlive you all. How fucked up is that?
It's quite possible.
But not only did you see Randy Rhoads, but on the same show you saw the original Motorhead and you saw the original Motorhead was not on.
I saw the original Def Leppard open for Ozzy, but I saw Motorhead's very first performance in the United States at the Miami Baseball Stadium with Heart and Blue, as you call.
Thank you for correcting me.
I saw the very first Motorhead in the United States, and I saw the very last Motorhead show in the United States, which was at Pompano Beach Amphitheater. Then they went to Europe and played shows, but I'm just saying, the U.S., I saw the book, and I saw them many times in between, man. I love Motorhead, big fan, and I met Lemmy twice. It couldn't have been cooler. Awesome. He had 2 groupies. Lemmy literally had 2 groupies going to the bus, and he stopped and talked to me. It's like, man, what a pimp, man. He's like, hey, look, I'll be with you chicks in a sec. These are my fans. And he was super cool. But then my friend had to bring out Sam Gopal, which was some weird band he was in the 60s. The guy played flute. And when he brought up Sam Gopal and he said, Season of the Witch rules, that's when Lenny said, all right, guys, I got to go. He fucked it up.
And Greg, your girlfriend, her house got ruined in the that Ida storm that just came through.
Yes, it got leveled in it, unfortunately, and she's been working really hard after she bought it, to remodel it and all. So she has a GoFundMe on her page, Brain Fever Artwork by Sammy, because her business, how she makes her money, that was in the basement and it all got wiped out way. So she's an amazing person. Whatever little bit anyone can give, it would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, and I'll definitely put that in the description as well. And then our other one that we've been doing for a while now for what?
Well, I was going to tell a little joke first, but you can go ahead with your.
Go. What? What's your joke? Go ahead.
I was going to say I was also involved in a contest with my roommates based on a certain episode of Seinfeld, but unfortunately I did not win. I was the first one out. Immediately when I walked into the next room, there was a very arousing Tresemme commercial on TV. Thank you very much, Cindy Crawford. Anyway, Wayne fundraiser.
Today I had to go get my prostate checked. I'm not proud of it. I'm old, but it was weird because when the doctor was checking my prostate, both his hands were on my shoulder. I don't know how the hell he did that.
Which way were you facing, though?
Huh?
Which way were you facing?
North?
Yeah.
All right.
I was facing away from him. I was behind.
Goodbye.
By the veal.
And then our last GoFundMe for our friend Eric Adams' mother. Please donate to that too. I will have that in the description as well. She's still, we're almost there. We're halfway, a little bit over halfway actually. So we're doing really good on that. Lou, anything else?
Get Goldilocks on the show again.
Yes, and we got to reschedule that too. But a lot of cool things coming up next week. We have the owner of Mog Records. I'm forgetting his name right now. I'm drawing a blank, but
Mauricio.
Mauricio, thank you. How do I forget Mauricio? Talk to him all the time, but he's coming on with his guitars too, who was from the band Mutilator, and they got a new band coming out, so that'll be really cool. So they'll be on next week.
Into the Strange, which was also the title of Mutilator's first album.
That is right. So we will see you guys next week. And again, thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Greg. And thank you, Lou. And thank you all for watching Rat Salad Review.
Up the priest.
Whatever. See you later, guys.
Up the irons, up the iron.